Have you ever looked at your car's headlights and wondered if there's a simple way to clear that yellow haze without buying a new set? Today, I'll show you a safe and practical method you can do right at home. Let's start by getting everything ready. First, grab a regular D battery that's the large cylindrical one. Using a small saw or utility knife, carefully peel away the outer metal casing. Inside you'll find two parts, a graphite rod in the center, and a thin metal shell around it. Gently separate them and set each piece aside. The graphite will help us later in the cleaning paste, and the metal shell will be used in a chemical reaction to prep our polishing agent. Next, place those metal pieces in a small glass cup. And we'll add a bit of hydrochloric acid later that'll break down oxidation and release useful ions. Remember, do this step in a well-ventilated area or outdoors. Safety first, as always. Let me know your location in the comments. What state are you in, and what projects are you working on at home? Now we'll make the polishing mix that does most of the work in bringing the headlight back to a clear shine. Take the carbon rod you saved earlier and place it into your handheld drill. Hold a sheet of fine grit sandpaper in your other hand and run the drill at a low speed. Lightly press the carbon rod against the sandpaper until it turns into a soft, dark powder. The powder helps remove oxidation without scratching the plastic. Once you have enough carbon powder, place it in a small bowl. Add a good squeeze of regular white toothpaste. Toothpaste has mild abrasives that help smooth the surface when mixed with the carbon powder. Stir the two together until the texture looks even. After that, pour in a small splash of white vinegar. Vinegar helps break down leftover haze and makes the mixture easier to spread. Stir everything again until it forms a creamy paste. This mix is simple, safe, and very effective for restoring cloudy headlights. It gives you a controlled, gentle polish that works well for older cars and common plastic lenses. Now let's get the headlight ready and apply the mixture. Start by wiping the surface with a clean, dry cloth to remove loose dust. Once the lens is clear, place a strip of masking tape down the center of the headlight. This gives you a clean line, so you can see the difference between the treated side and the untreated side. It also helps keep the work area organized. Next, take a small amount of the polishing paste and spread it across one half of the headlight. Use your fingers or the soft cloth to coat the surface evenly. After the first layer is on, place a dry cloth over the lens to keep the mixture from drying too fast. Add a second light coat on top of the cloth. Let the mixture sit for about 15 minutes so it has time to soften the haze on the plastic. This short waiting period helps the cleaning process work more effectively and gives you a clearer finish later. Now, take a sheet of 800 grit sandpaper and wet it lightly with clean water. Sand the headlight in slow, steady motions. Keep the surface damp so the sanding stays smooth and controlled. This grit removes the first layer of oxidation without cutting too deep into the plastic. Work across the entire lens until the haze looks more even. This step builds the base for the finer sanding that follows. Now spread a thin layer of the polishing paste on the headlight again and switch to 1200 grit sandpaper. Keep the paper wet and sand in smooth, even strokes. This grit levels the surface and removes the marks from the first sanding pass. Take your time so the lens becomes cleaner and more uniform before the final finishing steps. Now, wipe the lens clean and spray a light mist of water across the surface. Take a sheet of 1500 grit sandpaper and sand the headlight again with slow, even pressure. This pass smooths out the fine scratches and prepares the plastic for the final polish. Keep the surface wet so the sanding stays gentle and controlled. Now apply a light coat of toothpaste across the headlight. Spread it evenly with a soft cloth and let it sit for a moment. Toothpaste gives the surface a mild polish and helps bring out a clearer shine. This simple step adds a clean finish before you move on to the final stages of the restoration. Now let's switch scenes for a moment. I tried using a regular soldering iron to fix it. But it didn't bond the surface at all. The joint stayed loose and wouldn't hold. This quick example shows how useful the mixture can be for small household fixes. First, I apply a small amount of the mixture to the broken joint. This clears the surface and helps the solder stick better. After a few seconds, I take the soldering iron and press it gently against the handled joint. The solder begins to flow and bond the two pieces together. You can see the connection tighten as the heat works through the surface. Once it cools, the handle holds firmly again. This is a simple way to make small repairs around your home without special tools, and it shows how useful a good surface prep can be. Now return to the headlight and give it one more finishing pass. Take a sheet of 2000 grit sandpaper and keep it wet while you work. Sand the surface lightly with slow, steady strokes. This grit smooths out the last fine marks and helps the lens reach its clearest finish. Keep the pressure gentle so the plastic stays clean and even. Start by grabbing a stainless steel cup. Pour in a little acetone, just enough to cover the bottom. Then seal the top of the cup tightly with the tape. Use a nail or a sharp tool to make a small hole near the top and insert a thin plastic tube or silicone hose into that hole. Seal it completely with tape to keep the steam from escaping. Next, place the cup over a small candle or a tea light. As the alcohol heats up, vapor begins to travel through the hose. Aim that stream gently at the headlight's surface, moving in slow circles. The warm alcohol vapor reacts with the surface, creating a smooth, glossy finish and locking in all your hard work from the sanding and polishing. Once it cools, the plastic hardens again and holds its shine. This step is safe quick and works well for older vehicles that need a stronger finishing touch. Your headlight is now clear again, and the difference is easy to see. The surface looks brighter, cleaner, and safer for night driving. This project is simple to do at home and gives real results without replacing the entire headlight. If you enjoy practical DIY fixes like this, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. Your support helps me bring more helpful projects to your workshop. Tell me in the comments where you're watching from and what project you want to see next.